These hot pads can withstand up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. They're pretty too. These are the back sides. And look at the front, multi-fabrics, right? I'm going to show you how to make one. They're very simple. First, we start with 10-inch squares. I like the layer cakes, you know, the pre-cuts that are 10 inches. So I have chosen 5 different fabrics, and that's what you want to do first. Choose 5. These are all Benartex fabrics, everything on the table, so I don't have a specific name on each, but they're all Benartex. I choose one of my 5 to serve as the bottom of the hot pad, okay? Remember, these have a solid bottom. I want this one to be my bottom. The other 4 I have folded in half diagonally and pressed a line through them. So this is really kind of simple. I'm going to layer these. So starting with one of the triangles, I'm going to fit it up into this corner. I'm going to lay it out there. And I'm going to just work myself around this whole square. Next one. Line these up as best you can. There is no perfect in this, okay? Each of my corners, you know, I see multi-layers through here. Because of these pre-cuts, they're not always exact, but they're good enough. Now here is my third one. And then my last one, I'm going to lay across here, but here's the trick. Pull it back and take our first fabric that we had and fold it back. I want to tuck this last one in underneath that first guy, okay? So when I do that, here we go. This is what I have. They're a little wonky in the center. That's okay. They're meant to be like that. So I'm going to put a pin in 4 places on this just to kind of hold these together. And the next step is we're going to stitch around the outer edge. Now on this, because this is an inexact science, because of the way these all fall, I am using a 1/2 inch seam allowance just to give me some extra room to play here. So one more pin. Now take this to the sewing machine and stitch a 1/2 inch seam allowance around the outer edge, and then meet me back here for the next step. Okay, I have stitched all around the outer edge of this. I did a 1/2 inch seam allowance, just because this is, you know, some of these are imperfect, and that's okay. Now I'm going to take my fabric scissors and I'm going to trim all 4 corners, because the next step of this is to turn this right side out, well, inside out. And because of all these corners and all these layers, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but it's certainly doable. See, all these flaps are still here, but it's sewn together. So just starting with one corner at a time, reach in there, turn that corner right side out, and move to the next corner. There is no graceful way to do this. And then you can take whatever tool you normally use to turn your corners out. Oh, poke through there. Did you see that? Something you don't want to do. Here we are. That's okay. And I'm getting to this last corner. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's pretty turned out everywhere. So there's nothing in this. I mean, this cannot withstand 450 degrees, obviously, right now. We have to fill it. And so that's the next piece of this. We have a product that we sell here at Sewing Parts Online, and it's the Bosal brand. It's called Bosal Pot Holder. This is what I'm using. This comes as a 10-inch square, but I don't want it to be 10 inches. So I have put it on my little rotating cutting mat here. I have trimmed it down to 8.5 inches. This is an unusual material. It's a little pliable. I tried sewing through it because I thought I would rather stitch through it at the beginning. It doesn't work as well like that. It works beautifully the way we are doing it now, but I would not advise sewing through this material. Let me put those aside. We're going to basically take this and stuff it into this. Easy? You know, I've done easier things, but it is doable. So I would do like this, stuff in a corner, and then just work it around If you've ever stuffed a pillowcase with a brand new pillow that's still way too poofy, this is sort of that. Once I get the thing in this package, here's what I suggest. Work on one row at a time, just one edge. Like take this thing, I'm going to poke it into the corner, I'm going to line it up along the edge here, and I'm going to poke it into the other corner. Now once I get that first row in there, that's pretty good. Then I can move on to the next and to the next. And I'm getting into that corner. I want to make sure that's okay. This really is it's just a playing around with this thing, you know. That's not bad. And really just work it around again. This is filling out nicely. Now as we do this, I want to straighten out my fabric as well. This fabric is really just folded in place, okay? And we have no other stitching to do on this. So if you can see that, it has all fit in there nicely. Here's my back, a solid. What I suggest is you take this to your iron and really pull these seams up, these edges, and steam iron on all four corners here. It just gives it a more solid feel, and your edges will feel more finished. But yeah, this is it. It's very little sewing. It's a beautiful effect. See, here's the back, and here's the multi-fabric front. You can put any kind of hot pot on there that you want. You know, 450 degrees, that's hot stuff. So I hope you will give this a try, and happy sewing.